I am back from my ban from YouTube. I'm back from CinemaCon from Las Vegas. We're here in studio. It's CinemaCon Recap 2023. Some people won, some people lost. Most people won. The studios came heavy this year. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about a recap of the shining moments of CinemaCon and some of the things that absolutely blew me away. Y'all ain't ready, but let's go ahead and get up. CinemaCon was lit. They went ham. They went harder than almost like a Comic-Con this year. I'm like, God dang, they brought talent, theatrics. They showed trailers that weren't released to the public yet. We saw some exclusive stuff. I saw Christopher Nolan in the flesh for the first time. Dang, man, he the GOAT. But anyway, let's start things off. Day one, Monday, we talked about Sony. Sony came up and they gave their presentation. Sony Pictures, they started the presentation with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Bad Boys 4, not Bad Boys for Life, that's 3. But Bad Boys 4 is already in production. They've shot already for a month. It's been a whole month, and by the time this movie comes out, I think it'll be early 2024. I'm guessing January. I can't wait for this because if you guys know, the Bad Boys for Life was fire. That was a great movie. He had a son in that movie. They came to him at the end of that movie while he was in prison, said, yo, you want to shorten down your sentence? So it looks to me like Bad Boys is kind of copying and going to be doing what Fast and the Furious has done. Serious crime action into a big thing. There could be Bad Boys 5, 6, 7, 8 until they kill it with bad girls. And as soon as that happens, I'm out. All right, so we also had a comedy called Dumb Money. It was cool. It was funny. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, we got an extended look at that, and it was cool. I liked Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It was a good movie, but me personally, I don't really care too much about Spider-Man like that. Not Spider-Man. The live action is what I care about. I don't really care too much about the cartoon. I like it. I want to see it, but that's not really at the top of my list. Sony hit hard with that, but they took a huge L with this Sony PlayStation movie coming out called Gran Turismo. Bruh. There's a Gran Turismo movie coming out that about a video game about a racing simulator that has no story, no characters. It's a game where you just race cars. And they're making a movie about that shit. It was even so funny when the actors came out and said, yo, you told me you're making a movie about just a racing game with no story? I was like, huh? How you gonna do that? They made fun of it even at the presentation. It's just that stupid. And then we saw a trailer. And did they show Gran Turismo, E-Man? Did they show a trailer for Gran Turismo? All right, so that was probably an exclusive trailer that they showed us, and it looked trash. That movie's going to tank. It's going to fail. It's a terrible idea. It looked really, really bad. Sony's press conference was okay. I think they could have did a much better job. They spent most of the time at the Sony press conference talking about how much they never went to streaming. They were taking shots at other movie studios saying, during the pandemic, you know, we stood close to the theatrical. We stayed by. We held off. We didn't release on no streamer. We're the only ones that did it. But at the same time, while they're saying that, I'm saying, like, that's cap, bro. Y'all just don't have a streaming platform. The only reason why Sony didn't release things on streaming is because they didn't have a streaming service to release anything on. They had to contract through somebody, and they had nothing. That's the gist of it. So the Sony press conference at CinemaCon, it was mid for me. Thumbs to the side. I won't say thumbs up. I won't say thumbs down. It was very mid right there in the middle for me. Where things got lit was the next day. Warner Brothers came to play. We showed up at the Warner Brothers press conference, and that thing was over 2 hours long. They talked about, you know, Barbie. They showed Barbie. Ryan Gosling came out. I saw Ryan Gosling in the flesh. He's a movie star. He's a hunk. He had his Ken pink on his sheet. Yeah, he was shining. Margot Robbie came out on stage. I was like 20 feet away from Margot. She's beautiful. And yeah, I think I like the movie, the idea of the movie now more than I ever did from the trailers. I'll say that hearing what it's about and hearing the synopsis of it all, I'll see that. I want to see it more now than I did back then. Then they showed Dune 2. Denis Villeneuve came out. He talked about Dune. Zendaya came out. She looked beautiful. And she had this back out situation. And I think Zendaya was the most glowing person at the whole CinemaCon. Yes, people be like, Zendaya, she ain't even that cute. She ain't even that sexy. There's more to it than that. She is cute to me. She is sexy to me, but she has a glow. She has a presence to her, and that is insurmountable. Some people look good, like Margot Robbie. She's beautiful. Zendaya was outshining her. I saw them both up close, like right there, and Zendaya was shining. She outshined Margot Robbie. The presence is real, y'all. You got to factor that in. You see people on screen, yeah, that's one thing. But when you feel them and you see them in presence and they radiate, that shit was something else. But Dune, they showed some footage of Dune. It's going to be some more sleep for me. You know, it was boring as shit. I mean, people were clapping and all, but you could hear the people in the crowd were like, oh my God, oh, Dune 2. It looks just like Dune 1. It's boring. I'm not trying to disrespect Dune fans because I understand that y'all are sensitive. But at the same time, there was a lot of people who told me, who read the book, they told me that the book is kind of boring. You have to really get into it before you start to be captivated by Dune. All right. We got the Dune 2. Didn't really like that much. But they showed Wonka. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Willy Wonka is being remade for the third time. Gene Wilder is the GOAT. Johnny Depp failed at trying to be better than Gene Wilder with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And now we're getting an iteration with the main actor from Dune. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. But he's playing a younger version, an origin of Willy Wonka. And it just doesn't work. He's miscast. The look, the facial expressions, he's trying. He's doing a good job trying, but you could just see right through it. It doesn't come off natural. He doesn't. And this is from the trailer, right? I know a lot of you guys will probably be like, bitch, you haven't seen the movie. I can do this. I can see something from the trailer. Some people can't, but I can. After doing this for so long, he just doesn't fit for me. And a lot of people agreed. It doesn't matter if they agreed or not. It's just my opinion. You could have your own. But the trailer was nice to look at. Him as Willy Wonka just doesn't work. He does serious roles. He's really good at serious roles. He has that stoic face. He does good at that. But trying to be lolly and jolly ain't popping. Gene Wilder got it. They need to stop it. This movie shouldn't have even been made. Nobody asked for another Willy Wonka. Nobody should have made another Willy Wonka. When Johnny Depp can't do a good job as Willy Wonka more than the original, nobody should try. That's just it. Then we had some DC news. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. They didn't mention Amber Heard not one bit. So they're not pushing her at all. But we did see an extended trailer / footage. We saw a trailer that lasted like 4 straight minutes, and it was a whole lot of action. Now, this is what I got to say. A lot of people have been making up stuff, and I think the stuff is made up, about Aquaman being a mess, being trash, being garbage. They said they saw it. It's atrocious. I think that's cap. I have a sneaking suspicion that those are just haters. Those are people who are trying to see the end of DC because they're mad they're not getting their way. I don't know what it is. Marvel people, shills, disgruntled. But I 100% believe that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom being trash is a myth. I don't believe it one bit because that footage that I saw was pretty darn incredible. And what I mean by incredible, everything in the first Aquaman. I love the first Aquaman movie. I gave the first Aquaman movie an A-, I believe. Great movie. This movie is that movie times 10 when it comes to action and scale. This movie has so much scale to it. They are advancing and making it bigger than ever. Aquaman and the first Aquaman, it had some good scale to it, but it didn't feel as big as this movie feels. Tons of action, tons of narrative, tons of story, tons of depth with certain villains. And I was impressed by what I saw. The story could still be mid. You have to execute that. But most people like action movies. And this movie had a whole lot of action in it. I think Aquaman 2 is not going to be as bad as people are saying. I think that it could be good or great. Time will tell. It could be bad. It's possible, but time will tell. I saw Mira in the movie 3 times. She was in this trailer 3 times. She's in the movie. You're going to see her. She's limited though, but you're going to see Amber Heard's Mira in this movie. She's in it. Confirmed. Okay, so now that we're talking about DC, here's the most important part of DC for me. David Zaslav, my first time seeing him, he came out on stage, saw him in the flesh, saw him talk, saw his mannerisms, heard what he was saying. He is a professional for sure. But I'm sold on David Zaslav, y'all. This man was speaking from the heart. He's a fan. He talked about how he grew up as a kid going to the movie theaters with his father. He talked about how much DC meant to him, how much of a DC fan he's been his whole life. He talked about how the stories matter. It doesn't matter the money. We're not doing it for the money. Of course, we're doing it for the money, but we're not doing it we're doing it to tell the stories. He's doubling down on story, doubling down on the heroes, doubling down on the IP. He's doubling down on moving the audience by visual storytelling and doing it all within the theaters, man. This dude is a fan. I believe that under his lead, we will rise because DC rises. And I'm sold on David Zaslav for the first time. Like, I was sold on Ann Sarnoff by some of the things that she said, but Jason Kilar hoed her and fired her. David Zaslav took shots at Jason Kilar and previous regimes as well. Subliminal ones. He is definitely top dog. He had that energy to him, but he also had a humility side, a welcoming aura to him as well. He was like a commoner. He just talked to us like as fans, not as an executive. A lot of the people got on the stage was talking as executives and reading from the teleprompter, skipping, messing up. But Zaslav sat and talked to us for like a solid 15 minutes. And it was mostly about storytelling in movies. Good scripts, good stories, passion, passion, passion. I'm impressed by this man, and I think that DC has a winner. I think we finally have a winner. With him, with James Gunn, Peter Safran, I think we're going to be doing good. Peter Safran came out. James Gunn did not show up, but he did give us a message via teleprompter, a video. He said he couldn't be because he was, doing something, but he introed and said hello to us and all that, which is cool. I wish he was in there in person. The biggest takeaway from the Warner Brothers press conference for me, outside of something DC related, I was blown away by when Oprah Winfrey came out, I was like, dang. I said, look at Oprah. Oprah looked good, man, for her age. She's doing it. She lost weight. I'm like, I'll see you, Oprah. I personally don't like Oprah because she does a lot of things that doesn't help out black people. She's very selective in the black people that she chooses to help. Oprah Winfrey is you could love Oprah or you could hate her. If you look at Oprah off everything she's done as a whole, I have issues with her, especially her best friend, Gail. But there's things about Oprah that I have to respect. The Color Purple is being remade, y'all. It's a remake of The Color Purple done again. That sounds terrible, I know. But trust me, it's a great idea. After seeing and hearing what I heard, The Color Purple that comes out Christmas of this year is going to blow minds. We saw footage. We saw a trailer. Fantasia Barrino came out, and she's sexy. Fantasia Barrino is fire, bro. That booty is so goddamn big. Megan Thee Stallion and these fake bitches with the fake booties. What's the fake booty girl's name? Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and whoever the heck else. All them fake trash booties take an L to freaking Fantasia. When Fantasia walked out, I was like, God damn. People in the audience was laughing because they were nerds trying to hold it in, but even they had to admit, God dang, they were looking at that booty. That shit was insane. All right, enough sexualizing the big butt. Fantasia is very much a sweetheart. She was like, I'm a Cancer. I was like, oh, me too. She was like, you a Cancer? She looked at me. I was like, yeah. But anyway, she cried during the Q&A. She cried because she said she's broken and she was damaged in her past life. And to play Celie, she had to dig deep into that broken past that she used to have and find that pain. And then she just started bawling and weeping, bro. And we were all, I was like, I was in awe at that. Oprah was talking to her. Taraji P. Henson came out. She did her thing. They were talking about the movie, and they were all having some cries. And that trailer, Steven Spielberg is coming back for this movie. Oprah Winfrey is producing this movie. It's a lot of love in this movie. It looks beautiful, but the biggest change that makes this movie worth remaking is this. It's a musical. They're adding musical songs to it, which will make this movie timeless. The Color Purple is dope. A lot of people don't know about The Color Purple, though. After this remake comes out, they're going to go back and rewatch the original Color Purple. After this remake comes out, it's going to put it up there like the Broadway Color Purple, but it's going to put it out there for audiences across the world. Those songs will be memorable. It's basically trying to immortalize The Color Purple, like Gone with the Wind, The Sound of Music, The Wizard of Oz. Then you're going to say The Color Purple. That's timeless. That's iconic. And that's what they're doing. And for that reason alone, judging by the way that they have so much love for these characters and the acting and everything that I saw, the music, the numbers, it's just going to be a fire movie. And I can't talk enough about The Color Purple, guys. One of my highest recommendations is to watch The Color Purple. On to Universal. Universal had a 3-hour conference. It went over by 40 minutes. It went long. It showed Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. There's this Hitman, not Hitman, this Stuntman movie coming out with them too. It was pretty good. Will Ferrell came out for a movie called Strays. That shit is fire. It's funny. It's a comedy. It's cuss words and all that, but it's dogs talking. Think Air Bud, but rated R. Shit is funny as shit. Will Ferrell come out. He was funny. He did a huge bit. Jack Black is a legend, bro. Jack Black came out, bro, and he was doing some amazing things. Kung Fu Panda 4 is coming, you guys. Jack Black is returning as Poe, but I got to be honest with y'all, this shit going to be fake woke, bro, because he's going to be training a new girl to take over as the Dragon Warrior. Oh. But besides that, I hope it's good. Jack Black was fire. Justin Timberlake came out, saw Justin, and it was funny. They were, having fun on stage and stuff like that. But the panel was dope. We had this big stunt. They brought these stunt crew in from the Fast movies and other movies, and they were doing all these wire flips and tricks and cartwheels, somersaults, riding on motorcycles, dragging the dude, riding around in a go-kart. It was a nice little, they really upped the showmanship here this year. CinemaCon is growing, guys. CinemaCon is going to hit the level of a Comic-Con, bro. In many cases, it's better than Comic-Con. I think CinemaCon is better than Comic-Con because it's more for me. Like, it's more about the movies, the actors, and stuff like that. And, I love movies. That was a great panel. Christopher Nolan came out and he talked about Oppenheimer, and I was in awe at his presence. Everybody was the whole audience went silent. You could literally hear a pin drop or a fart. You could hear a fart from the top story if somebody belted. That's how quiet it was when he was talking. When Christopher Nolan hit the stage, it was the most quiet I've ever heard the arena. And I was in the arena for 3 straight days. They wanted to hear everything, and they were soaking in everything that man said. So we're getting the movie in different iterations. I think they said 35, 70 millimeter IMAX. It's coming out. And he showed us an extended trailer for Oppenheimer. Yes, we've seen the extended trailer. And yes, I can say that Christopher Nolan himself said you may or may not see a trailer live in public in 2 or 3 weeks. So get ready, guys. The trailer will be seen by you all. This movie is about, and I knew exactly what he was talking about because I'm deep in history, especially World War II. Watch a lot of documentaries. It's a movie. Oppenheimer is about the first atom bomb, the race to deliver the first nuclear weapon, the race of the United States against Russia to being the first nuclear world power. And it's going to be historically accurate to the T, because the big thing about it was back before Hiroshima, before the bomb was dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, there was a test bomb that was blown up. And that let us know, like, yo, we made it. That test bomb it changed the world. And the big thing about that test bomb was It was so new and fragile and powerful that the biggest worry was, if we test this bomb and it goes off, it had a chance to light the Earth's atmosphere on fire, destroying the entire planet. And we dropped that bomb anyway. That's how close we were to just annihilation. True story. And this is leading up to the moments where that bomb goes off, the science behind it, the race with the Russians and stuff. So that's riveting. That's right up my alley, bro. It's historical, World War II, and that shit is Nolan. Man, sign me up, bro. And he has an incredible cast in this movie, bro. One of the best casts he ever casted. So, with that being said, I think that CinemaCon was a huge W. I enjoyed myself, although I really hate Las Vegas. I could go on all day about the issues that I have with Las Vegas. But yeah, the CinemaCon was dope. I enjoyed myself. And the overall highlight of all of CinemaCon was actually getting to watch the Flash movie. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen the Flash movie. DC Rises, baby. And when I say the Flash movie is a great movie, trust and believe that that's what I mean. Some people are saying it's the greatest superhero movie of all time. I would not say that. Do not expect the greatest superhero movie of all time. That's a lot of gas. But it's one of the best superhero movies. I'll say that. Sheer off epicness, guys. Thank you guys so very much. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Put questions in the chat about anything that you have about CinemaCon, and I will answer them down below. Let's have the chat down below. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I am Jody Joe. Subscribe to the channel. It's good to be back, and I'm out.